Jesse Larson from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I decided to try out for The Voice actually because I got a phone call asking me if I'd come and do a private audition, and my wife asked me very intensely if I would do it, and so I did. It turned out that the audition location was about 5 miles from my house, so I just went down there and gave it a shot. I left behind my wife, my family, and if I wasn't out here, I would probably be doing the same thing I'm always doing, which is, playing music, gigging, or building guitars, which is what I do in my free time. I've been interested in music probably since I was born, to be honest with you. I've been playing music since I was probably 13 or so. I didn't start playing guitar till I was 16. I didn't start singing until a little after that. I had a moment when I was about 20 years old where I was really into cars, and that was my career. I managed auto parts stores for 15 years, and I had a little talk in my head versus being into cars or being into music, and because I'd kind of gotten out of music a little bit at that point. I was working a lot, and I decided, cars is just going to cost me money for as long as I could see. And music is not only going to allow me to make money, it's also going to feed my soul. It's going to bring me happiness and joy, and others as well, which is the primary goal for me, is to bring other people joy, is to make people feel something different than what they came into the building or came into the room feeling. There's a drastic contrast between what gigging and playing music out in the world is versus coming and performing on the TV show for The Voice. Being or looking the way I do and sounding the way I do, it causes a lot of, how could you say it, heads to turn and people to question what they're hearing and seeing. But being in this atmosphere and in this situation is that they can't see what I look like. They can only hear what I sound like. They solely base what I'm doing and how I'm performing upon what I sound like, But then, once the chairs turn at that point, then they see that it's me, which, usually shocks a lot of people, even when they're looking at me, hearing me do it in person. It's great being on Adam's team. I love that Adam is super down to earth, super chill. He's just a dude. So, when we've been able to meet up and talk and go over music and arrangements and things like that, it's been super easy for me to pick up on his vibe and to understand where his vision is for me and my battle partner. Some of the biggest inspirations for me, early on, especially were guitar players like B.B. King, Robbie Cannon, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Albert King. That's what really got me into music. My way into music was guitar, learning guitar, falling in love with it, being obsessed with it. And along with that comes the other aspect of having to also entertain people with your voice as well, because, not everybody enjoys sitting down and listening to guitar playing for 3 hours a night. So, that kind of came along with it. You have to sing as well as play guitar, and it has to be a whole package. So, players like B.B. King also had both things. They're great guitar players and a great vocalist. And then once I started getting more into singing, Stevie Wonder started coming into the picture, and Donny Hathaway, and, a plethora of other individuals that are amazing singers. It really opened up my mind to where you can go, and Sure. Yeah, so since being on The Voice, I've definitely been pushed in areas that I haven't quite explored yet musically myself. But, in that scenario comes growth. In the situation of being uncomfortable comes personal growth and technical growth as well, because you're pushing yourself to be more open to different genres, sounds, feels of music. Um, you know, you can only get better. You know, the harder the situation is, the better of a musician and person you're going to be at the other end. For me, it's very difficult to pin down exactly what genre I guess I would consider to be my favorite or what I would prefer. If I had to put a name on it or a label on it, it would probably be somewhere in like the blues, soul, kind of a little bit of R&B, but I don't know. It's difficult to explain, to be honest with you, and it's difficult for other people to explain it to me too. So that's kind of where I'd have to leave it, to be honest with you. Not the best at verbalizing what I guess in my style, or stylistically speaking, what I am